Everyone you've ever dated fits into one of 4 categories. So do you. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one. Think about the last time you really liked someone. Maybe you checked your phone every few minutes waiting for a reply. Or maybe it was the opposite. The second things got serious, you felt this pull to create distance even though you couldn't fully explain why. Here's the thing most people never get told. That reaction isn't random, and it isn't really about the other person. It's a pattern. One you've probably repeated with almost everyone you've ever been close to. Not partners, close friends, sometimes even family. Psychologists call this your attachment style. It's not a personality quiz result. It's a blueprint for how you handle closeness, distance, and conflict. And it was mostly written before you were old enough to remember it happening. Once you can see the pattern, you can't really unsee it. So let's break down the 4 styles, and you'll probably recognize yourself in one of them almost immediately. Attachment theory traces back to research by psychologist John Bowlby and later Mary Ainsworth, who studied how infants respond when a caregiver leaves and returns. What they found is that kids reacted in a few distinct, predictable ways, and decades of later research suggests those early patterns tend to echo into how adults handle relationships. There are 4 broad styles. Let's go one at a time. 1. Secure attachment. This is the baseline everyone else gets compared to. People with a secure attachment style are generally comfortable with closeness and comfortable with independence at the same time. They can have a hard conversation without assuming it means the relationship is over. They can give a partner space without spiraling into worst-case scenarios. This doesn't mean their relationships are conflict-free. It means they tend to trust that conflict is survivable. If this sounds like you, it likely means you had relatively consistent, responsive caregiving early on. Someone was there enough of the time that you learned closeness was safe. Say a partner cancels plans last minute. A securely attached person feels a little disappointed, asks what happened, and moves on. No spiral, no silent treatment. 2. Anxious attachment. This is the style that's constantly scanning for signs of distance. If a text takes a few hours to get answered, an anxious attached person doesn't think they're probably just busy. The brain jumps to, did I do something wrong? There's a deep craving for closeness and reassurance, paired with a nagging fear that it could disappear at any moment. This pattern often develops when caregiving was inconsistent, sometimes warm and attentive, sometimes distracted or unavailable, without a clear reason why. So the nervous system learns, I can't predict when I'll get connection, so I'd better stay alert for any sign it's slipping away. Say a partner takes 3 hours to respond to a text. A securely attached person shrugs it off. Someone anxiously attached might reread their last message 5 times, wondering if they said something wrong, even if the delay was just a busy afternoon. 3. Avoidant attachment. This is almost the mirror image. Where anxious attachment craves closeness, avoidant attachment feels smothered by it. People with this style often pride themselves on independence, sometimes to the point of minimizing how much they actually need other people. When a relationship starts to feel too close, too fast, the instinct isn't to lean in. It's to pull back, create space, sometimes even end things without fully understanding why. This often comes from caregiving that was consistently unresponsive to emotional needs, not necessarily neglectful in an obvious way, but a home where independence was rewarded and vulnerability wasn't really met with comfort. So the takeaway the nervous system absorbed was, needing people leads to disappointment, so it's safer not to need them much at all. Say a relationship starts getting serious, more time together, more emotional check-ins. Where someone secure would lean into that, someone avoidant might suddenly find themselves busier at work, slower to reply, already mentally drafting reasons it might not work out. 4. Fearful-avoidant, disorganized attachment. This is the one people talk about the least, and it's arguably the most confusing to live with because it's both of the above at once. A fearful avoidant person wants closeness and is afraid of it simultaneously. They might pull a partner in, then panic and push them away the moment they get what they wanted. It can look like hot and cold behavior from the outside, but from the inside, it usually feels like being caught between two competing fears: fear of abandonment and fear of losing yourself in another person. This style is often linked to caregiving environments that were unpredictable in a more intense way, sometimes a source of comfort, sometimes a source of fear from the same person, so closeness itself gets tangled up with both safety and danger at the same time. Say someone finally opens up emotionally to a partner, gets exactly the closeness they wanted, and then feels a wave of panic and pulls away days later, confusing everyone, including themselves. A quick, important caveat: none of this is a life sentence. Attachment style isn't a fixed trait you're stuck with. It's a pattern that formed under certain conditions, which means it can shift under different conditions too. Research on earned secure attachment suggests that people can move towards security over time, especially through self-awareness and relationships that consistently prove the old pattern wrong. So what do you actually do with this? First, notice the pattern without judging it. If you just recognize yourself as anxious or avoidant, that's not a flaw, it's information. It's your nervous system's best attempt at keeping you safe, based on what it learned a long time ago. Second, start noticing your pattern in real time. The anxious spiral when a text goes unanswered, the urge to pull away right when someone gets close. You don't have to fix it in the moment, just naming it, even quietly to yourself, starts to loosen its grip. Third, pay attention to what secure behavior actually looks like, even in small moments. Someone tolerating a disagreement without disappearing, or giving space without it meaning rejection. The more you can recognize security in others, the easier it becomes to build it in yourself. This isn't about diagnosing your partner or deciding your relationship is doomed because one of you leans anxious and the other avoidant. It's about understanding your own patterns well enough that they stop running on autopilot. If this made sense of a pattern you've noticed in yourself, subscribe. I'll break down each of these 4 styles in depth on this channel, starting with why anxious attachment makes breakups hit so much harder than they need to. Which style did you see yourself in? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone.